just start the recording, and we'll see if I can edit it. If not, that's fine. I'll just have to deal with it. We're good.
Okay.
All right. And just let me know if I need to hit the button.
Yeah.
This is a story of fate and choice. Two ideas, two ideals, conflicting, complementary, and wholly intermixed. Some may say it was fate that brought them together. Some may say that the goddess chose them, that they chose to be there at the exact time they needed to be. They chose to stay, or were they fated to? Bound in curses and mysteries that drew them taut, their lives so linked together to be inescapable. A woman who has been everything but herself, an obedient daughter, a lawless rebel, a perfect noble, a fearless pirate, a survivor, a captain, a model, a warrior, a human, a science experiment, a lover, a friend, a role model, and a traitor. She has been cursed, owned, freed, beaten, possessed, dangerous, repressed, changed, lost, maimed, broken. And now, something entirely new. There is a wizard, one whose fiery personality and resolve has been broken and battered by regret and blood. She tries to repair it like she does with her tome, the only thing remaining of a grandfather and a relationship that could have been, if talent and hard work had not been spurned by those close to her. Both remain in pieces. There is a sister, born unwanted but not alone, torn from her other and left in the woods like so many like her. But still, she persisted. She grew like a weed, determined to live no matter what conditions. And even weeds will flower. All that separates a weed from a plant is if it is wanted. And so a weed she was no more. There is a builder. He is new, an update, an improvement. A fae, though? Perhaps. He has the wings, the size, even the look. But what is more fae than deception? What is more fae than there being more than just appearances? There is a mind in this one, a twisting, turning, racing mind, changing conditions into advantages and his curse into a blessing. There is a son, born of possession, of ownership, to a mother with many regrets, but not of him. Never him. He grew in a place of warmth and love, smothered by a world that only wanted to crush him. And deep, deep in the ocean, there sits an empty throne, waiting, silent, cold, and hungry. Then there is the weaver. She does not think she is much compared to the others. She grew up with love and people trying their best. She wished for a better life and found it in prayer and weaving for a time. She has a sister that she would go to hell and back for. She has long white hair, white eyes, shimmers with color, and is not one, but three. The first, the middle, and the last. Marissa, you can freak out before the recap.
Okay, yeah, hang on a second there, Marissa. Hold on. Hold on. I had to make sure I was muted halfway through because I was freaking out. Like, hold on a second. Wait a minute. First of all, 10 out of 10, your prose and delivery are beautiful. No notes. Second of all, bitch, excuse me?
Second of all, I have notes.
Yeah.
As
Hey,
You may proceed.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Does she have an extra sister that I'm not knowing about?
We all don't know about.
Oh, okay.
LOL.
What's this? Who? Are you talking about Iris?
Mhm.
No.
Oh, okay.
As far as she knows, it's just Nyx.
Mm.
And I can't even I can't this is just fun flavor to make me upset.
Huh?
There's
It's
no way
not-
for Iris to know any of this. This
Uh.
is just to upset me.
Hey, Marissa,
Is that not
do you
the
have a
point of
sister we
D&D?
don't know about?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a
Distress
sister
and
you don't
pain.
know about?
I interpreted it. I have some thoughts. I'm gonna have that's gonna have to simmer. That's gonna have to stew for a minute in my brain.
Just making sure that it wasn't like an extra sister, because that'd be awkward. You know.
Not that I know. I was thinking more metaphorical of like the different istices, perhaps. And
That's fair.
yeah,
That's
but I don't know
that's fair.
anymore.
The many
I
isti.
would not.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely describing Iris in that last paragraph.
See,
Mhm.
that's the thing. Is it's
Mhm.
like it's kind of ambiguous, isn't it?
Unreliable
TBD.
narration.
Hey, fuck off! I'm definitely reliable.
Oh, excuse me, who's the narrator in this piece?
Fucking me, man. I'm talking.
The voice in the sky.
Marissa, are you okay?
Thanks God.
I mean no, but my outbursts have been contained. Thank you for letting me get that out, or else I would not have lasted. Thank you.
That's the expected answer, I think.
It all started with a celebration, with joy and happiness. For most. You gathered at the temple to celebrate the festivities or protest them, unaware of the horrors lurking above. As Maple fled for her life from her father and a child of vines and death, she did not fall, she leapt. And fate caught her. You all met, and met many more from that. You were able to meet Maurice, the half-orc leader of the Star-Called, and his co-leader Val, the Aasimar. You met Raymond, a politician trying to do good and seeming too good to be true, trying to move from a council member to the mayor in a plutocracy built against him. Friends and families of each other's were introduced and intermixed. Nick, the clumsy and horribly unlucky tiefling that tries his best even if that isn't much. Evelyn, the mother of Quinn and a woman stronger than she looks, with a past seeped in red. Ashton and Cynthia, two parents that could not be more different, both incorporated into their daughter. Their son Octavian, their other child and only son, too young to truly understand what he has gone through, who hopefully will someday forget of the rats and obedience, and of stringent perfection. Kieran and Helena, who believe their daughter dead and haunting, only to wish that that was the case. A family that cares more about comfort than blood. And finally, they met Istis. For a while, they stayed in Marai as they became more and more tangled. They did small jobs to try to help people, whether it was closing down a casino or trying to convince people that they were robbing you of food. And eventually they were joined with Iris and learned about the disappearances of the children. They uncovered a conspiracy, and they learned of and met Cypress, also known as the Pied Piper. They met Maple's father and his business associates, Boss and Cass, with ties to a charity organization for the sinking country of West Harry, and the terrorist group the Red Rioters. At the party, you were all attacked by the same undead vine children that Maple saw, dropped off by Red Rioters believing them to be bombs. You managed to save the guests from the infected island, but Val fell into a coma from the attack. With a mystery finally taking shape, one of missing children, an enthralling song, horrible experimentation, and vines entangled throughout, it wasn't hard to see who was responsible. And with the aid of Cypress in return for safe passage, the group made their way for Echo. Before they set sail, however, Kira learned more about her grandfather and his ambiguous past. He had been a member of the Red Riders, and it was with his help that the Riders were able to stage their attack. And he tried desperately to stop it. She also learned more of her own violent past, as she learned that the fire she made that burned down the family's library also took a life. It is with these revelations that the crew set sail for Echo. Along the way, in a game of promises and wits, Quinn outsmarted Cypress to gain some very important information. To quell Cypress's rage, Maple offered something of herself to him. Something that he has not taken just yet. Once in Echo and after Cypress's departure, Maple led the group to her old life. They met the children she grew up with, her best friend Ty, and the mysterious shopkeep Belliere. And they met her sister, a druid named April that grew up as the daughter to one of the largest corporations in the world. She was naive, but she was also family, something Maple had found but never had. Together, and with the other Star-Called and a pirate friend of Nadinia's, Captain Calico Jack, they broke into the Avon Corporation's secret base and freed the prisoners. With these prisoners were Iris's sister Nyx, and Nick, who had been taken after Cypress lost his pipes. They did their best to deal with the aftermath. Lord Avon was arrested. Maple and April were given control of the Avon Corporation. And the group learned of some issues when it came to those who had been rescued but still experimented on. With this new corporate power came a startling revelation to the twins. Their mother had been a fae, and not just that, but a dryad with her own twin sister and the Avondale vine. Only one could leave the vine at a time, and their aunt was stuck inside. It took both of them, but for the first time in decades, their aunt was able to leave the vine, only for her to return so that her nieces could keep their freedom. The twins came out of the vine different, more fae-like, stronger, and with a new revelation. Something was corrupting and killing the vine, and it was coming from the ocean. In the search for more information, the group decided to travel to the Providence of One and the Eldrick House. Maple said goodbye to her new and old family. On the way, they took a shortcut through the Beast Wilds, where Nadinia incurred the wrath of a huntress. After a daring escape, they successfully made it to the Eldrick House, where they discovered that Kira already had an application waiting for her, thanks to her grandfather, who had been, and technically still is, the head of divination there. While Kira flew through her examination, Nadinia went through one of her own. Iris had the lovely joy of watching as Nadinia was experimented on and picked apart by Professor Purceler, the head of the transmutation there. He was given... Oh no, was that someone that lost it in case? Okay.
That was music. Sorry.
The loudest music
That's
in the
okay.
universe.
I'm sorry.
Right, Lord Purceler. While this was going on, Quinn also discovered that he was ill. That he was getting worse and worse, and when he took off his amulet, there was something else that he could see. After Kira passed her examination and the group was able to do more studying, they discovered that I am so sorry. I wrote like basic notes and I realized I didn't put in a lot of the names. And that's really what I needed to. Sorry. They stumbled upon a proposition for a submarine that was being built by the son to... I am so sorry to ask this. Do you guys remember the name of the paper I gave you of the guy that went down in the first submarine?
Oh.
I have it
wow.
somewhere in my
Oh,
notes, but
shit.
not off the top
Something
of
of
my
the Black
head.
Leviathan.
Yeah.
I have it. I have a little note next to it that says, "Look up the name."
Let me look at my notes and see if I put that down.
Arcanton.
Arcanton. Thank you so much. About the son of Arcanton, who wished to create his own submarine to explore the depths. You decided that this was as good of lead as any, and decided to head back to Mirai before heading to Taros to see if either his project was done or if you could get it started. When you arrived back in Mirai, there was a celebration waiting for you. The people had gotten their kids back, and Raymond had done an amazing job of getting them reunited and checked out, and getting as much mental and physical health as they could possibly need after their experience. You were all greeted as heroes, whether you really wanted to or not, and spent the next couple days kind of resting from all of your travels. Eventually, you were given a mission to go check on something down in the mines. When you went down to check on this, you got into a fight with some aberrations, and unfortunately used fire in a closed mine next to explosives. While many of you were very injured, Nadinia and Maple were almost crushed to death before escaping into a yellow door. This led to a little bit of an interesting rush for time, as Quinn went ahead and discovered the way to get the yellow door back, meeting Michael. And I also, as I'm saying this, realized that this was from before you went to Echo.
Yep.
Can someone shoot me?
No.
No. I was like, oh my god, wait, my sense of memory is so much worse than I thought it was. Like this, you're fine.
I'm sorry, that was from before. Let me jump. You all arrived back to Echo, and Istis, concerned about how the group was getting along together, sent you off on individual missions, or paired you for individual missions, to try to see if it...
Studies show that for groups of people
Echo!
together.
Yeah?
Stop! Istis paired you up with different, smaller, less critical missions to try to help you guys bond together and to learn how to get along. Some of them maybe worked. They at least gave you some good memories, as you were able to find a litter of kittens that you gave to Istis, or you traumatized some children by trying to teach them how to weave. Or you met a wonderful little tiefling lady named Dethel Ethel, who was able to see the future with startling accuracy, which she was unable to control, and usually ended up telling people how they and their loved ones would die.
Classic.
After insisting on these smaller missions, Istis reluctantly let you get back to the larger missions at hand, including setting up a meeting for you to speak with Lu, the god of money and commerce, whose church here in Marai has been making it a living hell for some of the citizens. When Lu arrived, you all immediately questioned him about what his religion follows and the beliefs and such, only to learn that he was not aware of any church actually being in Marai for him. He had sent people out here before to try to, spread basically as missionaries, but they always never came back or were killed. So eventually he stopped trying and just kind of left it as it was. And as far as he was aware, he had not a single cleric in Marai. You all realized that this meant that the Church of Lu was not actually a church or of Lu. And with Raymond's help, you devised a plan in which, by proving to the church, or by proving to Marai that the church is, in fact, not a church, it would allow for Raymond, when he became mayor, to declare it as a cult. With it being declared as a cult, they would lose all of their assets, which means that all of the loans and debt and everything that they had gathered up would just disappear. It was Raymond's plan to use this to encourage people to take out huge, massive loans to help pay for his campaign so that he would win. Since Marai is a plutocracy, and it's basically whoever can fundraise better is the new mayor. So, with this in mind, sorry. Before doing this, there was another mission that you all decided to do. In order to study how the vines affected children, including the new living children, it was decided that you needed to get a hold of one of the old dead children for them to experiment on. The only place that you knew that these still existed was on the island that you had been attacked at for the party. With a group of druids, you all traveled to that island, only to be met with a horrible overgrowth that threatened to spread spores to other areas. You went ahead through and was able to get a hold of a test subject, someone that Maple was all too familiar with. You brought him back and handed him over to the Avon Corporation, who will be doing their own testing of him to try to see what they can learn. On a much more pleasant note, the group also was able to enter the race, a very widely held and quite fun race of ships that goes all throughout the island. You had learned of a mission that the Red Rioters were trying to sabotage a ship of Lu. Not only did you manage to stop that, and learned that some of the Red Rioters are gaining warlock powers, including a orange tiefling with a bone to pick with Quinn named Felix, but you also managed to win the race and got yourselves a very shiny, extremely fast and modern flying motorcycle.
Remember when we had fun?
No.
I'm sorry.
It's been pain for so long.
Let's see. I know there were smaller things. I'm not going to get into them too much. But eventually, you all made it to Taros. While you were there, Nadinia took up some modeling to pay off a debt for her shiny new leg that she got. Oh, I'm sorry. Now I remember what I forgot. Shit. After you guys got back from that mission with the children, getting a hold of essentially Maple's brother, Kira was hit with a horrible premonition, realizing that the incoming very powerful storms were being caused by the Yellow King, and through her divination and Quinn's ability to see through his brother, both of you put together that what was happening is that the Yellow King and his throne were moving, that he was dragging himself across the ocean floor with the tooth still pinned into him, and he was coming towards Mirai. That caused some panic. And it was on that note that you guys went over to Taros, did the modeling, met up with the Pope, essentially, for Lou, who was more than willing to come over with you and help kind of clear up this misunderstanding with the church. You also met up with Clyde and Bridget, who were both kids of the original people that went into the lake, or not the lake, went into the ocean in the submarine. Both of them are very dedicated to trying to figure out more and get down there again. They were very gracious. They put you up in their home, and you helped them out with finding scrap and different items that they needed to build the submarine. You went down into the junkyard and met Friendly, a very friendly robot who was built by Victor Nemos, as his original assistant before Polly. You had a nice, if brief, time with Friendly before he unfortunately passed on, being able to free his daughter Polly beforehand. She is now out traveling the world and trying to enjoy this new life that she was given. As this was going on, Maple received word from her sister that there had been a kind of development that happened. Upon meeting up with her sister, she found a fae that was with them, named Skylar, a small fairy who had originally been friends with their mother and had worked very much on the Avondale vine and how to incorporate into technology. Upon learning about their mother's death, he decided to go with Maple, since she is going to try to save the Avondale vine from the corruption that is going on, and he wishes to help. Also along with this, while Quinn has been getting worse and worse in his disease, while he was in Taros, his friend Nick also became ill. When Quinn returned to Mirai to check on Nick, who was almost in the grave, Nick suddenly became immediately better, and it was decided to bring Nick with him back to Taros. In Taros, Nadinia's corruption grew much worse. The Yellow King had been showing her visions and such for a while, but these ones were much more lucid and much more powerful, including him taking over her at one point to try to throw Quinn into the ocean. This was luckily averted, but it did cause a crisis of faith in Nadinia. One that thankfully, eventually got resolved. There was a week where all of you kind of did your own thing and worked stuff out, some of which we did in call with the date between Mabel and Iris, some of which was done in text, such as between Nick and Quinn, and at the very end of this week, there was the issue with Nadinia. It had been found out before that the Lycan from the Yellow King and the Lycan from Quinn fight each other whenever they are nearby. Normally the Yellow Kings win, however, if a part of Quinn is still in it, say if he has his hand in a bowl of water, his Lycan will eventually win because they will keep producing more, basically overwhelming it. Using kind of this, Quinn was able to turn a large amount of water from his father's Lycan into his own, and that, along with several spells and a potion brewed from part of the tooth that is embedded in the Yellow King, Nadinia underwent a transformation and finally fully got rid of the Yellow King from her. She is no longer under his influence. And I think that is where we're going to pick up. I will go ahead and give people a chance to point out things I missed, because of course there's things I missed. This was so fucking long. I know I didn't mention Nermal and his dad, which came up in Taros. Nermal being a sea elf, along with his dad, who is currently captured by Perciler and being horribly experimented on. Nermal originally was hoping for Nadinia to help, but once hearing about how the experimentation was almost done, according to Perciler, he grew very upset that Nadinia wasn't doing more and went ahead and stormed off.
I mean, you did do a fucking fantastic job, though.
Thank you.
You succinctly summarized like
Yee.
3 years
I
of
can't
shit
believe
Literally
you missed
into
that
like
whole thing about Nermal. I can't believe it. It was
I'm
awful.
sorry.
My version was way better.
Can't believe you missed the part where I killed 13 people in one turn.
You are correct. I did skip over that part.
Okay.
There's a lot I skipped over. Was there anything super major that anyone wants to bring up that I missed?
Lesbian aunts.
You're right. I did skip over the lesbian aunts. They were very important and very fun.
My parents are divorced now.
Yes, they are, and it's probably for the best. Your mom is moving to Taros, and your dad is recovering his business and his relationship with his son.
I mean,
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
I also didn't mention that you're dating Jack.
The pirate captain, Calico Jack?
Yes, the pirate captain, Calico Jack. Listen, I try to use full names whenever I can. Just to remind people that there were names.
So like completely irrelevant to like recap and like super important shit that's happening. But me and Craig, Craig found it and then messaged me about it. Was going through the NPC list and noticed a very fucking familiar name, Alicia. In the Feywild tab.
Who?
You know the fucking what we thought was a lesbian like wood lumber person, Karosi?
Yeah.
That's Karosi Crozy?
Yeah.
Fuck. I didn't put two together until I saw the picture and I was like, oh my fucking god, it is.
It was a version of her from a long time ago, back when she was a ranger instead.
So it's not the same character.
Not exactly.
Oh my god.
Does she smoke?
Oh, yes.
Well, it's the same character.
It's the same character, just a different take.
Yeah.
It's in a different campaign, so there's gonna be some differences. But
I added her in as a possibility for Maple to learn how to do more plane stuff.
How to smoke more?
Because she's a planeswalker.
Maple doesn't smoke. That's
Oh,
fair.
she's a Horizon Walker. Gotcha.
Also, more lesbians.
True.
Yes, I include quite a lot of gay and lesbians. That way, if I kill them off, I'm not burying my gays because I just have so many.
Sab has too many. If you clog the guns with
They're straight couples.
Of course. Yeah, this is I see what you're doing here. Oh, like they weren't gay. They were just trying to open a bar together. Okay.
Well, it's kind of even worse that you don't have any gays.
Oh my god!
No winning. You cannot win.
You've killed a lot of gay people, Chris.
I killed 1 set of gay people. 1.
Well, when you only have like 3, that's the third.
Checkmate. Yes.
Okay. This is my fault. I
Thanks
accept that.
Thank you for finally getting there.
Apparently, I just kill all the gays. I gotta put in more gays into my game. All right.
You should.
All the Warforged are gay. All right, that's how it.
Gay
I
robots.
mean, that's already like, duh.
What?
Can you be gay or a robot? Do robots
Yes.
have gender?
Yes. They can choose their gender. They can also not be gendered at all.
So
But
would
now they're
anyone
all
like to
gay.
bring up like actual stuff I missed?
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm more making fun of Chris for that.
The only the things that I remember that you did not bring up were specifically how. Well, I mean, but a lot of the things that you talked about were like general and stuff. Like, if I were to bring anything up, it's definitely far more specific. Like, I think something that's important is we did discover what like Lou is actually all about.
Yes. Sorry, I tried to imply that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you discovered
you
that
did.
Lou's like pretty fucking chill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did, and but I mean, like, the stuff that you brought up was very general, and like the stuff that I would bring up are very minute detail situations.
That's true. Part of it is there's so much like detail.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on like
What
if you.
relevant.
Yeah,
Scout.
it's like how much do you want me to get in detail about like all of the Avondale plant stuff that you figured out? I didn't even bring up the druid you took
Like-
the dead rat to.
Yeah, exactly. There's a
crepes.
lot of shit that was passed
Didn't
over that's
mention
like
crepes.
really like specific. Because if we did that, it'd be the entire VOD of just us going over the entire campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the
That's what I
question
mean.
then is there anything that we feel we need to talk about or ask about or be reminded of?
I kind of got my stuff out of the way already. Am I my own race now?
Yeah, we talked about that, Chris.
Okay. I just want to confirm that, like, I'm not like a sea elf or anything like that. I'm just like a.
Mm-hmm.
You're a Xenia.
So sea elves were what he did to originally just elves.
Mm-hmm.
You were human before, so you're something new. He
Cool.
hasn't changed a race like he did the sea elves. Like he did
He tried to do it to me, and then like I broke away, and now I'm like completely different.
yes. Now you are something new.
my question is the thing, the like slimy blob like things that he was making.
Yes.
Gooms.
Yeah, is that what they're called?
Mm-hmm.
It's something like scum, but it's not pronounced scum.
Is that what happens to most humans?
Yes.
Okay.
That is what happens to almost any other race. Even elves right now, when they fall into the water.
Okay.
If they fall into the water and are able to get out and make it back to land, that's what happens to them.
Okay. So if you were to shove them back into water, it wouldn't fix them. It's the damage is like permanent.
Yeah, they have the lichen inside their body.
Yeah, it's not like the way Quinn is. Oh, you know what? That's something we didn't talk about. Quinn's a scary fish thing.
Yeah, when he's in water.
Just in general, actually.
Yeah, Quinn is super dying.
Yeah,
he's
super
dying.
covered.
He has a flying wheelchair.
That is some stuff I didn't really get into, which is the fact of Quinn is dying. He has lichen taking up most of his body. You guys do know that it is partially because you know how like when you leave a body part that is dead attached to a living person's body, like you know if your arm dies of frostbite or stuff, it like infects the rest of the body.
It's necrosis.
Yeah, that is exactly what is. That's essentially what is happening to Quinn. Is his body is still reading that the hand is attached to him, but it's rotting and it's fucking him all up and he is dying.
Okay, so here's another question. How much HP you got left, buddy?
Quinn?
How much damage does sepsis do?
Let me look at my notes because we just leveled, which changes it. I mean, right now.
I hope I leveled.
You should be level 11.
Okay, cool. Looks like I did.
I'm assuming that I did because I'm at level 11. I hope I picked my spells.
Well, just go check because you just gained 6th level spells.
I have chain lightning, so
you monster.
Fucking spell list. Don't have spells. What the fuck am I doing?
Are there any good?
I got a spell for you. It's called Punch.
That's true.
Hey, I gained spells. I can talk to animals now.
I have Eldritch.
You've said this like 6 times.
I love it.
Did you guys know
Eldritch Maul?
that he can talk to animals now?
Oh, because you got that.
Oh, it's my tattoo.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing is that Maple is, I mentioned it briefly, she is more Fae-like, which also includes she is gaining more Fae abilities.
Dish.
Also, she is dating Iris, and it's very cute.
Dish.
It's very cute, and we're gonna curse Cypress's dumb, stupid, fucking
And
cunt ass.
I didn't mention that Kira and Quinn were dating.
True.
We went and saw My Immortal in theater.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Wait a minute! I forgot that's what I was gonna do. Hold on.
Were you gonna read My Immortal?
Yes.
No, you're not.
No.
We don't have time.
I am at 90 HP right now.
Marissa's only gonna be good for a minimum 30 minutes.
Yeah, we.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm late.
It's
Oh,
alright.
fine. It's all good.
I think at least getting cap and stuff out is good.
Yeah.
Canadian Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving was over like way before time, and then my sister's like TikTok.
I forget which chapter we were on though.
We're not doing this now, Chris.
I know we're not doing it. I know we're not
Okay.
doing it.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find
Alright.
what chapter we were on. Next time.
So, let's really quick. Is there anything else anyone wants to say?
I'm not dead yet.
Kind of just the Quinn Nick arm thing.
Yes, I did mention that some of that got a little bit covered, but not fully. So
we got really convoluted there.
Yeah, we're gonna. So we did retcon that Quinn, the whole interaction with Quinn, Nadinia, and Percilar. That did not happen.
Okay.
we changed it up. So Quinn did try to talk to Nick about when he went into Nick's memories and saw when Quinn was being operated on at Avon, that there was like nothing inside of him. He was hollow. He was I think a sock puppet is the words that were used for the VOD title.
I think so.
So that was what he confronted him about in the text RP, which Nick did not really handle well. I don't know how I would handle if someone told me that I didn't have any organs or bones or muscles or stuff. But Nick just kind of didn't really believe him and didn't know what to do. And Quinn eventually kind of dropped that conversation. So I believe I had asked Alex, and he said that Quinn would tell, at the very least, Kira that he tried to have this conversation. Would you have told everyone else or just Kira?
Probably just Kira for now, because I don't even know if Nadinia knows yet, which is why Quinn was having the conversation with Nick, because he knew that puppy dog eyes were inevitable.
I think you were waiting until after Nadinia had her big thing because she was already extremely stressed out. Like her big her big detox.
Yeah, because I could have died.
The big rehab.
Yes, there was a good chance of her dying in it.
But the even worse chance was that I didn't die.
Yeah.
that was the more horrifying part. I was hoping that the worst thing that happened was that I die.
But you didn't, and you got better. And honestly, it was a very, very touching RP and group moment. But so Quinn would have just told Kira and Kira.
Yeah. So I think she'd probably still go about and try to talk to Nick about him being a not person arm thing in the nicest way that she could, which was not very nice.
Would you talk to Quinn first, or would you talk to...
No.
Okay.
So I believe the headspace I was in at the time is that Kira was feeling quite desperate to actually try to save Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was trying to go over Quinn to see if she could convince Nick to volunteer, basically, to help, which is really fucked up.
Yeah. Okay.
And it didn't work, so they end up waiting for Quinn to come back from the church, I think.
Well, yes, I forgot to mention about Quinn. But to be fair, this would be a different conversation, because at first, Nick had no idea what you were talking about.
Yeah.
The only thing that he latched onto was Quinn found out something behind my back and didn't tell me.
Okay. Yeah, so instead of it being like, hey, here's one revelation, oh, that doesn't make sense, but here's this other revelation that I'm going to get Quinn to tell you, smile. But he knows the thing about Quinn didn't tell him now, so...
How would you go up to him and tell him this?
See, like, I watched the VOD like a couple hours ago, so it was like... It was, like, awful and terrible and awkward. So probably the same way.
Okay.
I don't know if I can recreate the cringe, but...
Make new cringe in this new storyline.
I can't make cringe wholesale.
Yes, you can. It's very easy.
That is playing D&D.
I have faith in you, Noah.
Role-playing is ironic until it isn't. Okay. It is just really weird for me to retread ground like this.
I know. Just do your best. It's all good.
Okay.
We're just
I promise
trying to
I'm
get...
judging you.
No, we're just trying to get this set up so that we have it nice and smooth moving forward.
Yes, I understand the reasoning. Mm-hmm. Okay, so she just learned with her book that he is Quinn's arm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Him knowing that things should make this a bit more smooth for Kira going forward. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, she'd find him doing his stuff, which I don't remember what he was doing, but it doesn't really matter.
I'm gonna say he was probably
mostly
sleeping.
Weed.
Oh, he's moved on to much harder things than that.
Has he found people to give him harder things than that here, though?
Yes.
Oh.
Eros loves ketamine. Yeah, so she'll ask that they'll have the really awkward, like, hey, can I talk to you alone? But, like, it's not a sex thing, I swear.
I mean, he's not going to immediately think that. No,
because that's what I remember he thought at first.
He'll let you in, but he doesn't close the door.
Okay. Then Kira will close the door.
Okay. What's up, Quinn's girlfriend?
I just facepalmed. That was a terrible way to. Oh my god. God damn it, Nick.
Mrs. Quinn's girlfriend?
Mrs. Quinn's girlfriend. Okay.
Man, Nick upgraded you faster than Quinn would have.
Wow.
Mrs.
I don't know if that's
Quinn's
good or not.
Acquaintance?
Getting married at 18 after dating for a month is bad.
Don't worry about it. Sorry, I just got
You're good.
Overwhelmed there. Yeah. Brain. Okay. Yeah, so she'll say, so I've something to tell you that you're probably really not gonna like hearing. And it's about Quinn.
Okay.
So you might have been around when we were talking about getting Quinn's arm back, right?
I think I overheard you guys talk about it once or twice. I don't really know what that means. It got blown to smithereens.
See, I don't think that's what happened. But
I mean, I was there, and I definitely didn't see any arm.
Nods emphatically, like, yep. You know what I do, right? I'm a diviner.
Wizard.
Yes, a wizard. I can find out the truth of things that I ask. The magical forces of the world. It's complicated, but just believe me when I say that. First of all, I asked where Quinn's arm was, the one he lost.
He asked who?
The one he lost.
No, like, who did you ask this to?
It's like hims and haws for a second, like,
This is the worst two people to have a conversation.
Now, like, it's kind of like asking fate itself, I think. I'm not...
Oh, so you asked, like, Istis?
But not Istis. It's magic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh. I did. So, I asked where his arm was.
To magic.
to Magic. And Magic said that it's you. Alex cackling in the background.
I know, I can
so
hear
good.
it
Yeah, so Magic said that you're his arm.
Magic said that I am my best friend's arm.
And I'd like to point out that, like, Kira says this, like, this should mean a lot, and it's, like, huge and big, but no, he's like why am I an arm? What?
Like, I'm his right-hand man?
No. Although, no. Literally. Something happened in the explosion.
Literal hand.
The hand of God, if you will.
It's like gestures at him. Well, obviously, not really physically. I'm not exactly sure how or why even, but I think that his arm became just gestures generally at him, you, and that is why you are so strange inside.
I think he just kind of stares at you, and he blinks for a second, and he says, "Can you, like, stay here 1 second? I'm gonna grab some water, and I'll be right back."
Okay.
He's not coming back.
He steps out, and he is desperately going to try to find someone to help.
Unfortunately, she believes him, because wanting water in this situation is a perfectly reasonable thing.
Well, you see, you should have known better, because Nick hasn't drank water in 10 years.
What? I don't remember that.
No, I am joking. There's no reason Kira would have known that, but I'm making that canon.
My brother, he would be super dead. He would be a desiccated husk on the floor.
Actually, as far as what my boss Ron has told me, he has drunk only Pepsi for 20 years. And I would believe him.
Ron is a husk of a man.
I have never seen him drink a single other drink than cans of Pepsi.
What color do you think his bones are by now? Just like...
I don't want to think about, like, that happening, because that sounds disgusting to me. Like, wouldn't you get tired of it?
No.
That's weird.
I eat Skittles.
So
that's different from drinking everything except for water.
Every day for 4 years, and this man, I've never seen him drink anything else.
I believe you could technically survive on just soda. However, your kidneys will cry, because caffeine is a diuretic.
Yeah.
Which requires water to process, which means it goes into your bladder. You will lose water over time.
Just absorb the water that's in your shower. It's fine.
Let's go back.
Which is why you probably can't survive on just coffee. Anyway.
Yeah, he also does eat.
Okay, all right. Enough of this man's eating habits. Let's keep going.
Ron's a cryptid.
Yes. So I'm trying to think who would be in the building currently. My guess is probably Nadinia.
You know, I thought the original version of this interaction was weird and like cringe, but this is just as
way
good.
Better.
So
this is way better.
So I believe he probably finds Nadinia.
Oh no.
Am I still like laid up from my ordeal?
Do you mind if we put this after Nadinia's ordeal, Noah, or do you want this before?
That's fine. That's
okay.
Let's just do that because.
Okay. Hey, Nadinia, are you feeling better?
Nadinia, like, like he comes into the room and Nadinia is like staring at the set of like the deck of cards that she was given.
Mm-hmm.
And she is currently solitaring again in her bed.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Hey, I got like, I don't know if it's an emergency. It's just kind of something weird.
There's a girl being cringe in my room.
Yeah, so Quinn's girlfriend just burst into my room and told me I'm a hand. Like a literal physical hand.
Just staring. Just consistent staring.
Like, this is just as weird as I'm thinking it is, right? Like, is she okay? Is this
Thinking,
a wizard
processing,
thing or a nobility thing?
Processing.
Yes, all nobles do this.
The hamster wheel is like turning and turning and turning, and then the hamster wheel trips, falls. The wheel just slowly
dead.
wheel just kind of just slowly comes to a crawl. Yeah, no, I'm not following. Let's go and see.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about her.
Okay, it's gonna take me a minute because I'm still kind of tired. That's why I've been, lying here. But give me a second.
She's recovering from like surgery, so she can't bully me.
This is why Kira waited.
He's not grabbing her to beat you up.
No, but Kira has like a primal fear of Nadinia, so it's
fine. One fear. Fish.
She has many fear, but
many fear.
Fish. So Nadinia will slowly make her way to Nick's room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nick is like hiding behind you.
Nadinia
Kira,
gets to
the
the
tiny
room.
lady, pacing around in the room.
Nadinia
Who's
gets
murdered
back.
How many people?
Walks
14.
into the room and just says, "Kara, what's Nick talking? I'm very confused. He said he called himself a hand, or you called him a hand."
Hi, did he? Just like Kira's around to see the tail of fucking
Tattletale.
Yeah, because he wouldn't be able to hide. He's Nick.
What, you don't think he could roll a good enough stealth? You're right, he can't.
He's
He's
like magically clumsy.
Let's get it. Let's get the first roll in here from Nick of all people.
He rolls
see
a
if
nat
he can
one.
hide. Huh?
He rolls a nat one.
Okay. Well, I mean, God has said that Nick is terrible. Therefore, Nick is terrible.
He is like anyway. Nick. Look. So she like.
Are you feeling okay?
Picks up
he
her
like
book.
Yells as he like peeks behind Nadinia.
Like 2 feet away, like looking around him, she picks up her book and like flips it open to the page where she wrote the divination. I got a very solid divination.
Okay.
But she spoke to magic and it said I was an arm.
Okay.
I spoke to magic and it said he's an arm. Yes.
Okay. What's the interpretation behind that?
He's Quinn's arm. The missing one.
Pauses. Looks back at Nick. Looks at Kira.
He looks at you like, see?
Meanwhile, Kira's also like, see?
Two conspiracy.
And you just slowly rubs her temples like, oh god, I'm too exhausted for this.
And in this timeline, Quinn wasn't called, so he is not on his way.
He's still like an hour and a half away. It's terrible.
Okay. So, walk me through the whole arm situation. Why do you say Nick is Quinn's arm, is it because that's just what the scry tells you? Or
yes,
divination?
Yes, that is what my divination tells me. However, there is compelling evidence to suggest that he is related to the looks at looks at Nick again and back at Nadia to the Yellow King in other ways. Namely the physiology report from
what physiological report? What are you talking about?
I thought you knew this.
Wait, are
did
you
I
talking?
Know this? Did I know
nope,
this?
Nope,
did I know
Nazinia
this?
did not.
Oh fuck!
Yeah. What
I did
physiological
again.
report?
Oh wait, the Avon thing that said I'm hollow.
Yeah.
Are you? I don't. I eat food and shit and bleed.
I believe
and bruise.
I believe you. I believe that is true. However, I believe you are a simulacrum.
I imagine both Nick and Nadia just stare at Kira like, the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
You are made to look and seem as if you are Nick. You believe you are Nick. You, in a way, you probably are. You are Nick. I'm not saying you're not a person, but you're also a hand, arm.
Okay.
He looks
we're gonna try this again.
Like, please help me.
We're gonna try this one more time. All right. Your book, your divination spell, told you that Nick is not what he seems.
And Nick is specifically Quinn's missing arm.
That he is specifically Quinn's missing arm. The proof you have is the physiological report. Where is this report so I can read it?
That's not proof that this is true, but it's a supporting factor. I don't have the report. I think.
So who has the report?
It's still with Avon.
Quinn has a copy.
I don't remember.
Quinn has a copy.
Oh,
Quinn had a copy at one point.
While this is going on,
Quinn has it.
Nick pulls out his stone and starts texting Quinn and says, "Hey, your girlfriend's kind of going crazy. Help."
Quinn doesn't respond because he's talking to an old lady, and that'd be rude.
No, that's fair. I'm just letting you know.
Oh my fucking god. Please help.
Okay.
Anyway,
you know what? He would probably text that to Iris too.
Okay.
Oh no, don't drag me into this.
Okay, so in this physiological report, however, do you remember what it said?
Effectively, when Avon opened Nick up, they did not find the normal layout of a tiefling's organs.
Okay.
Or indeed any humanoid's organs, flicking her eyes back and forth between them.
And what did they find?
Avondale plant.
No, there was nothing inside him.
That was vine.
No, there was nothing.
He's hollow.
He's a hollow husk.
Okay.
And I have no reason to believe that they would falsify this own report in their own secret documents.
Okay. Nick, you eat stuff, right?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna ask you something really weird. Just go with me about this.
He already said he poops.
What? No. What? What?
He did say that.
Where? What?
I think Nick nods like, yeah, I did.
What the fuck? I did not want to know about your pooping.
I mean, I think it's actually important to... Whatever.
Okay, I was gonna ask about the bone situation.
The bone situation?
Look,
he's
hollow, right?
That's what she's asking.
I've had broken
right?
bones.
How long has it been since you had a broken bone?
I don't know, maybe a month or so? I get them pretty regularly.
Okay. So, Nick, I know this is going to sound weird. Can I touch you? I want to touch I want to grab your arm and just feel the bone around.
Oh, okay.
And
he offers up his arm.
Yeah, I start like grabbing and seeing if I feel like there's bone there.
Is this a noodle
He's
arm?
like, you might not be able to get through all the muscle.
Oh my god.
It is definitely a noodle arm. In terms of he has no muscle, but you do feel bones.
Okay.
It all feels fine. Hell, you can feel veins. You see them.
Okay. Turns back to Kira. I know what you're saying. And I do believe your interpretation of your divination is correct. But you have to admit, with the compelling evidence that I have right here, that what you're saying doesn't add up.
I know there are many things that make this seem unbelievable.
Okay.
But I know what I wrote, and I know that it's true.
Okay. All right. So then we'll talk to Quinn about it when he gets here.
Wait, I thought you said you asked Magic. Did you just ask Magic and write down your own answer?
No, that's not how that works. I'm a diviner. I ask Magic. The way that I divine things is it makes me write things. That's
like
just
ghost.
how it works. Sure, it's a ghost. Okay,
looks
no,
over at Nick.
Sure, it's a ghost, but...
looks over at Nick. Honestly, you're following that stuff way better than I am at this point.
He just looks at you and shakes his head no. So
we're gonna put a pin in this, okay? We'll talk to Quinn whenever he gets back.
Okay.
We'll all have a sit down and we'll talk about it and we'll figure it out, all right?
Okay.
All right. I mean, we could repeat what Avon did.
I'll pat Nick on the back and say, "All right, I'm gonna go back to my room, and now I'm extremely tired."
Can you wait till she leaves my room?
Don't worry. We're all gonna go back to our respective places. Isn't that right, Kira? Please say yes so he feels more comfortable.
Yes, fine.
Thank you. See? That wasn't too hard. Let's just go back to what we were doing. I'm gonna go pass out now.
Maybe Bridget and I can run some tests on you. Maybe see if we can confirm the...
No? No?
Kira, could you wait? Just wait a little bit. Just wait a little bit.
Listen, the last time someone ran tests on me, I got kidnapped.
Yeah, and if I understand correctly, he got opened up?
Just where they
I
saw...
don't like hearing that.
That he was a... Never mind.
Yeah, it sucks. But anyways, Kira, come on, let's talk and chat.
Shuffles out of the room.
Yeah.
I'll see you later, Nick. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Quinn gives you kind of a weak smile.
Nick.
Yeah, Nick gives you a weak smile. He closes the door, and then you hear the sound of something very heavy moving.
Oh my god. Don't kill yourself in there.
I'm not.
And I'm gonna walk with Kira and say, so this is about the King in Yellow, isn't it?
When isn't it?
And Nick's not even real.
I don't know if it's accurate to say that. He's right in that he has experiences like a person would have. Acts like a person, looks like a person, but he isn't one.
Some stuff you say is making sense, because remember that time when we left and Nick got really sick?
Because we proposed that maybe the Yellow King is controlling the symptoms, yes. Although he was also cleared of infection.
The other thing that could be happening is that he could be going too far away from his arm.
I think that I'm not sure. I believe that Nick has been further away from him before this instant.
Yeah, but he wasn't.
Just a reminder, Nick also got sick when you guys went to Echo.
Did he?
Yeah, he was sick when you guys were in Echo and the Providence.
Okay. I don't remember that. Anyway, that is important. Sure. Okay, got it. Maybe that's the case.
Which, I mean, if your book is, if what you're saying about your scrying is, about your divination is, true, which I don't believe why it wouldn't be. Shit.
Gotten nonsense answers before, and this one felt very clear.
Well, we're gonna have to put a pin on that because it's Nick we're talking about. Even if we did tell him, I mean, I get what you're trying to do, but and he kind of just
put his arm back on his body. However we do that, it should stop his rotting.
Okay, sure. Here's a thought. Nick's a person.
And just like rubs her face and just yeah.
So I'm gonna take what information you've given to me, and I'm going to compartmentalize it, and I'm going to pretend like you didn't tell me that until we have to unpack that later.
What?
I'm really tired. I'm probably not gonna have the best judgment right now. To really ask Quinn what he wants to do about it. But Kira, thank you.
Very confused.
You did exactly what I wanted you to do.
Even more confused.
Sad, confused wizard noises.
You told Nick about a situation that involved him when you had the information. And that's been really difficult with you and withholding information like that.
Oh, that's what this is about.
I appreciate it. So thank you.
You're welcome, I suppose.
I'm not trying to make it about me, I promise. I'm just...
Okay.
Anyways. We'll wait for for Quinn to get here. Talk to him about it, see what he wants to do. And then decide what to do about Nick, because that's, I feel like everybody should be here for that kind of conversation, honestly.
Very well.
Okay. I'm gonna go to bed. Try to pretend like I don't have a headache from all the big words that I learned today.
Sleep well.
Thanks. No more scrying today? Divination? Let's take a nap on that. And she heads out. Hooray!
Add frustrated wizard noises.
So Iris, you did get that text from Nick of, hey, Quinn's girlfriend's acting crazy, help? You then get a second message that says, never mind, got Nadinia, she took care of it.
Well, that doesn't make me feel much better, though, is the thing.
Fucking murked me, like, dude.
That's right. I killed her.
Because Iris knows. Like, I feel like I remember her having a conversation with, like, Quinn and stuff, right?
Iris doesn't know about the arm.
But does know sock puppet.
I know
Empty
at the
sock puppet.
well, I know at the very least Maple did, because Maple was given the Avondale report.
And then I told Quinn, who then told Iris, I believe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because you guys had that suspicious...
You
took Nick out to dinner and you were all very suspicious of it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Prod for information. No information arrives. Sad.
It's fine.
I feel like his memory's all checked out.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, that was upsetting and hurt my heart. I feel like Iris would just text him back and be like, yo, do you need help? Question mark.
I don't think so. Maybe later, Kira called me a hand.
She called me a hand!
More just like confused.
Yeah, just question mark. I'll check into that. I haven't heard that one before. TTYL.
What is this new wizard slang?
Gotta hand it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I did remember a thing while I was pondering some of my notes. Isn't Ethel Hector's neighbor?
That was the other important revelation that you guys
100%.
got.
Yep.
Ethel is also bitch tiefling at Place's mom, and he doesn't message her enough.
Yeah, the tiefling that did the test for Kira.
Bitch boy.
And
no,
yes,
not Percival.
Not Percival.
Or Percilar, whatever.
No, not
Percival,
him.
Percilar.
No, not him. It was
I think he has an O name.
It was the tiefling guy.
Yeah, fuck. What was his name?
Yeah, fuck. I know who you're talking about. Shit.
Oprix.
Yeah.
Oprix.
Right, because it's got prick in the name.
The symbolism. It's so subtle. Yeah. The guy who didn't want to give me my certification.
wrote a mean letter, and you were like, "Hi, here's your mean letter back."
Yeah,
Writes your
it's
diss track.
Ethel is his mother.
Which makes sense with the death prognostication stuff, actually.
Yeah, she's a big divination one. I don't actually remember if you found it out.
No.
No, there was a piece of information about her, and I, for the life of me, can't remember if you guys found it out.
I kind of like vaguely recall when they went to talk to her, they found it out, but like kind of glossed over it.
Yeah, she trained your grandpa.
I don't think that actually was revealed information.
Well,
yeah, that sounds
I'll
like
be
news to me.
I mean, it's
not.
neat, but I don't think it's very useful.
I mean,
no,
it could
she
be.
was a possibility for you to learn more divination stuff with. That's why I included it.
Okay, I didn't know that. Cool.
But
Shame
then you
she's
all
probably dead of
abandoned
old
her.
age right now.
Now that bitch will live till she's 250. She's not a bitch. That's just old.
No,
crone.
actually, Istis did say she was gonna die very soon.
Oh, what is this? Why would you?
Istis, why would you do that?
That was part of our thing. Is like, hey,
Yeah.
we need to go help this lady because she's on her last zone or whatever.
Yeah, that's why Istis sent. God, I almost called you. Iris and Nadinia, because you guys passed as two of her kids.
Weird, wholesome gaslighting of an old lady.
I mean,
if you can't gaslight an old lady, what can you do?
I mean,
it's my protected right as an American. Yes, like grandma.
Sometimes a comforting lie is better than a bitter truth.
The bitter truth of your kids are dicks.
But yeah, Ethel does live next to Hector, which you guys surmise that he might be using her very skillful divination to his advantage.
It is kind of weird to like live next to your high school teacher.
I mean, it wasn't his teacher.
Your ex's? If
your
they die,
ex's
are they
high
an
school?
ex?
That's even weirder. Never mind.
But yes, that was something you guys wanted to check out. Sorry, go ahead, Marissa.
No, sorry, I didn't mean to derail like literally everything. I just
no, it was important.
It seemed like a thing.
No, that said, where were we?
We solved that thing.
Yeah, I think that's where we're gonna end for tonight. Just
cool.
Because it's getting late and I know Marissa's gonna want to go to bed.
Bless you.
So I believe you said you're busy on Wednesday, correct, Marissa?
This Wednesday, yes.
Are you gonna be good for Wednesdays afterwards?
Yes, it was literally just this week that stuff came up / was planned / I was a nightmare. But moving on, I'm good for the Wednesdays.
All right, guys, we are officially back into Unraveled.
Woo!
I'm into my cringe groove again.
I fucking love Kira. She's so much fun. Just her interacting with Nick was so beautifully painful. But yeah, I hope you guys are excited. I really do want to thank you guys for letting me have that break. I know that it went on for a really long time. But I really, really appreciate it. I feel really refreshed, really good, and I'm ready for us to just start nailing stuff out.
Fuck yeah.
So, we will start up again next Wednesday.
Wee! I am ready to be hurt.
Sorry for taking up all the session redoing a scene, but
no, it was a very important one to nail out, and it'll give everyone a chance to think about I'm glad we at least got the recap and stuff done, because now everyone can go into the next part kind of thinking about what they want to do next, and we can plan stuff out.
You
all have
was exceptional and also upsetting to me specifically.
I got like halfway through, I got very self-conscious, and it definitely affected it, but I'm glad that you found it helpful.
Didn't
you were
notice.
Good, you're fabulous, safe space, and you rock.
Thank you. But yeah, if I get the time, I might try to put it into like a legitimate timeline that could help, but we will see.
That's ambitious.
That is extremely ambitious.
I believe you can do it, but ambitious.
I would probably have to.
Out loud was a dangerous choice.
I would probably have to make it something that everyone could edit. Like,
It'd be a neat project, but
yeah, maybe
it
like
does sound like a lot of effort.
Maybe like a Google Sheets. But anyway, that's just something for me to think of. But you guys have been doing really great. I really appreciate all of you. And I hope you're ready to, I don't know, spin that web.
To weave that stuff.
Get tangled up.
Move that man across the world.
That's going to take like 2 seconds.
Steal the Pope.
Hell yeah. I mean, it's consensual.
Consensually steal the Pope.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're not going to get much better than that.
It's a consensual kidnapping.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need a friend to do that.
To, you know, can I claim it as that for Michael?
No.
I mean,
that would require him to be a friend.
No.
Technically, yes, because
I mean,
cat did agree.
Quinn was going to just walk into his door. I think that's a consensual kidnapping.
No.
He did not agree to be detained.
Technically,
he called him.
Technically, Nadine consented
not detained,
to lead into the door. So I mean, yeah. Yeah.